NC State head coach Elliott Avon, as well as student athletes Brad Debo and Cameron Cotter. Coach, when you're ready, an opening statement.
Wow. It's kind of hard to make an opening statement in a game like that. I'll tell you what I told the team. Everybody's going to go home tonight and they're going to remember, like, why was David Harrison running and he scored on the play that got instant replay. They're going to talk about that forever. Terrell Tatum putting the ball in play and beating him out on a close play. And Debo's double on a 3-0 pitch down 4-1. So that's what a lot of people are going to talk about, and that's why people love baseball. They get to talk about things on the way home. But even though the things I like to talk about with our club, the things I told them I was most proud that nobody will talk about is Baker Nelson went in and threw strike one with a fastball and got a bleeder over shortstop, and then he came back with another fastball, fly ball to center field, and Evan Justice came in and threw 2 good fastballs to Player of the Year in the ACC, and I think he showed why, hitting that ball at the left field wall, and that's what I'll remember. We just got to keep doing our job, and this is a game that works out sometimes it doesn't, but proud of our club. They haven't quit all year. They battle, they believe in one another, and obviously Cam Cotter came out in such a pressure situation after taking an emotional lead with so many crazy things happening in the ninth. For him to believe in himself and calm down and to be able to do what he did, he'll never forget, and I'll never forget it.
Let's take questions. We're going to start right here, far right.
Andrew Schnittker with Pack Pride. Elliott, you talked about obviously what happened in the ninth and the pitchers in the ninth as well, but how about Nick Swinney and what he did to kind of keep you guys in the game and get you to the ninth there?
Yeah, Nick Swinney's been like that. I could say all year, but it hasn't been all year, but it's been close, especially the last half of the year. That's who he's been. He's one of the top pitchers in this league. And, you know, Johnston was throwing okay. I think he struck out 2 of the first 4 hitters and was throwing pretty good, but they got the 1-out ball that Dylan makes that play all the time. Like, we're one of the top fielding teams in the country for a reason. I mean, you can see the play Devontae made in right field, the scoop JT made. Evan Evans at first base is unbelievable. Then Dylan Cooper made the barehanded. So we made big-time plays all night. But a couple plays there in the in the second inning with Patty throwing the ball down the line and Patty not hanging on to the ball when Devontae made the good throw home. That stuff probably kept me from taking Johnston out. But, yeah, Swinney came in early. I just thought we needed to change things, and he was unbelievable.
Right down here.
Back the bases. Cam, did you feel any added pressure coming in with a runner on second, or did you have no problems treating it as business as usual?
I mean, I've come in the ninth a few games now, so I'm getting, I wouldn't say comfortable in that position because obviously there's going to be some pressure there, but just coming in with the man on second, I really just wanted to pound the zone with fastballs. That's been our game plan in the past, playing Wake Forest, and I just wanted to do that again.
Joe.
So, Coach, why was David Harrison running?
Well, I told Ben Sanderson, who's our director of player development, I said, Ben, when Debo got on, not that, you know, if this thing goes extra innings, I look like an idiot. We got nobody left on the bench. We're without David Vasquez right now, Marek Kloop. Thayer Thomas is in football. I mean, we had nobody left on the bench. And I said, when he got on, and that's the win and run, I said, Ben, find me the fastest pitcher you got that you don't think I'm going to use in this game. And he came back with David Harrison and Barger, who actually played outfield in junior college. And I thought Barger might get in this game, so I just went with Harrison. Good choice.
Right here in the middle.
Life's all about good choices, ain't it, Joe?
Brett Friedlander, North State Journal. Brad, how surprised were you to get green-lighted on 3-0 there? And the other question is this kind of the team's MO to come back like that? I mean, you've had some pretty ridiculous comebacks. How does this rank?
This is one of the greatest I've been a part of. Just the emotions going on in the dugout and just how we strung together there towards the end, it's unbelievable. I mean, the way these guys, all of us, you know, we pull for each other. We're all bought in. We all want to do the same thing, and just, you know, it was a little shaky at the beginning of the game. We kind of leaving a bunch of guys on, but we didn't quit. We just kept going and going and going, and eventually it'd work out. You know, keep getting guys on and just a couple big hits, and we could do it.
Were you surprised by green-lighted on 3-0?
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know. I guess not.
Coach, One of the pieces that you, missing pieces that you said following the Chapel Hill series was Wojtek Menchik. And today comes in a pinch hit situation, finishes the game 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. How big has he been in this lineup over the course of the season, and do you think he kind of catalyzed the rest of the bats in the order?
Yeah, we've had like 4 guys that have rotated out between second and third. You don't get that much in a season. You like to settle down, and we did settle down at one time to Wojtek Menchik, and then we kind of rotated second base with Jarrett and Vasquez. And we know Vasquez. Of all those guys, Wojtek is the most offensive, and he was on starting third baseman when he got hurt, and when Will got hurt, he went to short, and that's when he got hurt at Wake, and this was his first at bat. Matter of fact, we were talking in the locker room about when to bring him back. You don't want to wait till the regional to pull that trigger. We talked about it tonight, and we were talking about, well, like in big leagues, they need rehab at bats, and they're talking about you need like to go down to the minor leagues and get like 20 or 30 at bats. I said, come on, that's way too many. I said, plus we don't have that kind of time. So I called Trey Turner, and he was on the bus going to play the Mets. I said, Trey, how many at-bats did you get in your rehab assignment? He said 9. I said, good. And so I knew if we got down tonight, I was going to go to Wojtek, and he responded.
Back to Joe.
Perfect segue. I believe the instant replay is the Trey Turner rule, right?
Yeah, without question.
Yeah. So how vocal were you after that ACC tournament in getting the rule actually passed, and was this a payback for that?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, but I actually have always been against instant replay in all sports. In all sports, I just think it slows the game down, and I don't think they get it right a lot. I mean, I think I sit in my living room and me and my girlfriend get it right in 10 seconds, and they go back there for 5 minutes in the NFL, and they come back with something. I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I'm kind of against it, but after the Trey Turner thing, I changed my mind. That kept us out of postseason, and it was devastating. So I changed my mind. And it's actually worked a lot better than I ever thought it would work, and it's saved me a lot of ejections. So I'm real happy about that.
Back corner. Go ahead, Aaron.
Something for Brad and something for you, Coach. Brad, I mean, I know you've worked really hard to get back, to this point in the last year plus. So how has that kind of built to this moment, and how gratifying is this moment? And then I'll have a follow-up for Coach.
I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of just unbelievable, honestly. I mean, you just keep working and working and working, and then it finally just pays off, and it's so cool.
Coach, how about from your perspective, to see him, the road that he's been on, and then to have a night like this and a special game like this?
Yeah, it's neat for him. Come on, when Cam was answering a question a while ago, I looked at Debo. I said, "You'll never forget this the rest of your life," and neither will I. Come on, this guy. Everybody loves Debo. It's just everybody loved his dad. I mean, they're just good people. They're nice people, and he's in Durham, playing at the Durham Bull Stadium, playing at NC Stadium. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, you couldn't write this story, but he'll take it in stride like he takes everything else, and he's a competitor, and everybody loves him, and like I said, just really happy for him.
Charlie.
Charlie Makers, ABC 11. For Coach Elliott, I know you have a game tomorrow, but what does it mean to move on to the semifinals in this ACC baseball tournament?
I think it means a lot to our guys just to keep playing. We went through such a remarkable run at the beginning of the year. It was like 29-3, which is kind of like, I think they actually believed they were that good. I think they thought, okay, we probably shouldn't have lost those 3. You know what I'm saying? And they were buying into something that's fictitious a little bit. And then when we didn't play quite as good and didn't throw as many strikes out of the bullpen, and then we had all the injuries at one time, all of a sudden they got slapped in the face, and it kind of hit us for a while. And took us a while to rebound from that mentally, and then we had obviously to get the guys back on the field. And with Wojtek coming back tonight, obviously that's a big piece. But it's just really happy for the guys because it shows, NC State's famous for a lot of things. One thing they're famous for is don't give up, don't ever give up. Nobody will ever forget Jimmy V and that famous speech, which is just taking a life of its own. And we're teaching more than baseball here. Through life, guys have got to know if you keep grinding and you keep doing the right thing, it might not work out today, it might not work out tomorrow, but it's the only thing you can do. And if you keep doing it, it'll give you something like this once in a while. and this is something you'll never forget.
On that note, thank you all very much and congrats.
She's tired of hearing me talk.
Thanks, guys.
She's been hearing me talk for a long